rightly. Everyone, please mute your mic. Welcome, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching this video. So we are going to start the day one, uh, the domain one, as well as we have total 8 domains in the CISSP. So we are going to start from the domain one today with very basic stuff. Anyways, maybe in the intro, I already told you that in your CISSP you have just introduction for many topics, not in deeper side, right? So introduction, you can say like deeper is 1 inch and it will go like maybe 1 mile, right? So this is the CISSP syllabus would be like that something. um any security stuff, maybe that is part of information security, network security, cloud security, or anything we are talking about, there are main three pillars which is coming always in the security, that is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So this is what we will start with a basic knowledge of it. Before that, if you have any question before we start, you can ask me now, and also confirm me if the audio and the video is good. Usually CIA, these are the three names you will see almost everywhere whenever you're talking about security. Here you have little two extra things that is similar. I'll explain that. Confidentiality, basically any solution you take in the market. Yeah. So any solution you take in the market, maybe firewall, maybe any other security solution, right? Antivirus, uh, some policies, standards, whatever you take, they are just pointing out these, maybe one of them, or maybe a couple of them, or maybe all of them. So confidentiality is what basically only authorized person, only authorized person should be able to see their content or information, whatever they are allowed to. Hey Abhay, this is Harshdeep Sharma. So only authorized person should be able to see their confidential information. For example, the bank uh, related, for example, account information or the balance in the bank, right? This is something only the account holder is authorized to check that, or maybe the other side is bank, right? So after that, we say integrity. So in the integrity, how one packet is started from one computer, that should be delivered as it is on the other computer without any change. For example, uh, I'm using my net banking here, and that is, for example, is server of the computer, server of the bank, and I am making, for example, like $500 I want to send, and to this account. There should not be any possibility by the bank employee, by any someone in between on the internet, right? Any program in my computer, there should not be any possibility for anyone who can change either this number or this number. So that we call is integrity is maintained. If we lose anywhere, then there would be definitely uh, risk, right? So integrity not about just within your network. Maybe my server, my employee, they are part of the same network, but maybe My employee is nowadays, after this corona thing, it's very common, they are joining from outside, maybe outside, like anywhere on the internet. And wherever my information goes, there it should be delivered securely, right? Now if I say my database, because anyways the information whatever I'm looking at over these applications, that is coming from the database. Now in this database, when my data is saved or data at rest, I would say, that should be secure. How we can secure that? We can provide the integrity, sorry, the encryption. We can provide the encryption, right? So that no one should be able to simply read that data, or maybe someone try to copy that data, steal that data. So it should not be easy one. Secondly, when it is traveling, it should be integrate. Uh, Integrity, right? So I mean to say, confidentiality is this user only should be able to see that data, no one else. How it is delivering, it should be secure. And then we say availability. In the availability, definitely I'm talking about this data. Along that, this link. In this link, it would be switches. Here it would be servers, right? Here it may be router, firewalls, or couple of software. It might be API. It could be whatever is there helping my user to reach my database, or on the same way like providing this data, that should be available, at least for the time which we have committed. Maybe if we are committing like 24 by 7, you can access your website or the account balance, then it should be available 24 by 7. Remember that thing in your exam perspective, there is never 100% secure. Nothing would be 100% secure. Maybe it's 99, 99.99, whatever 9 you can add, but wherever it's saying 100%ly you are secure, it's the wrong answer, right? And then you have N, the non repudiation. Now the same example, I'll continue. This user saying I want to send 500 rupee dollars towards this account, and request is raised by this particular user. The request has been placed successfully as well. Money has been transmitted. But tomorrow he's going to claim that I did not, right? I did not raise this request. Your bank only making it automatically this transaction. Then non-repudiation is coming into the picture. Whenever he would raise a request, proof, proof of origin, where it started, who requested it, right? Digital signatures, we say users, user verification. All that information will go along your request, which is tomorrow user or any computer, they cannot deny this is not my packet. I did not initiate, I did not send. They cannot deny it. Then you have A, or the authenticity, right? So authenticity is simply means the ability to what verify that message is coming from who sent it, and who have achieved these signatures, right? So authentication or authenticity, you can call it. C, confidentiality. I, integrity. A, availability. Non repudiation. And authenticity. These are the main you can say 5 pillars about information security, right? You can say almost any security, but yeah, specifically related to CISSP. And I will share the slides with you, maybe in the PDF form. You can read the definition, which will give you little more clarity about the same thing which I have just spoken about: confidentiality, right? And integrity. You have so integrity. You have, then should be availability, yeah, and non-repudiation, then authenticity, right? So after that, you have privacy. One second. Yes, Rakesh, you can unmute.
Sorry, can you repeat authenticity once again, Steve?
Okay. So
Thank you.
basically, sure. So basically, authenticity is, just hold on. Okay. So authenticity is where, so for example, now the message has been sent. Now we need to verify, right? We need to verify this message is coming from whom. We need to verify, right? If, for example, now you are sending me a message, I need to verify, is that coming from you only or not? Whatever the mechanism, maybe the password, maybe the multi-factor authentication, right? Whatever I can verify it, whatever the mechanism I have installed, that mechanism we call is authenticity. Authenticity is basically you are going to verify this message is coming from whom. If I say it's coming from you, then I can verify it's coming from you. If everything is matching, then I can trust on this particular message. And if I have verified, then tomorrow I cannot say I did not receive it, right? For example, I have verified my password or whatever the mechanism I'm using, and I am opening this message, and I'm basically tomorrow I cannot say I did not receive it, or maybe did not read it, or I did not process it. So when we have the proof of sender, we have the proof of receiver as well, you can say.
Okay, thank you.
And then we have privacy and security. Now, privacy is all about, you can say, how you are collecting the information, how you are storing the information, and then how you are retaining it, for how long you need, and then after that, how you are destroying this information. Because maybe I'm running any XYZ company, so I need to collect the information. Now, what information I can collect, that will be decided by country. Country, I would say, like the government or the regulations, because it may vary country to country. That's why I'm saying. So that would be, you can say, like government or the regulations. There would be different, uh, little bit changes country to country. Here in CISSP, most of the rules, regulations would be from US or the European Union, EU. So according to India, or according to maybe any other country wherever you are, these privacy rules could be little bit different, or maybe different names. In India specifically, we don't have any specific rules on the privacy, but there is IT Act 2000, just amendment of that, saying the privacy rules we are following, but there is not a specific law for that. But here in CISSP, we are talking about EU GDPR. EU GDPR is a actually regulation for data protection. The complete name is General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, European Union, right? So this law is basically definitely uh, uh, for European Union, and it came up somewhere in 2016 uh, in the their parliament, I would say. And under that law, any company who is collecting the information, when I say no, when I say specifically like privacy law or the data protection law, then these rules are applicable for public information. Whoever are the residents of that country, and any company is collecting the information about this public, like the gender, age, name, phone number, email, location, address, right? Their educational record, their that's what you call health records, right? The policy record, whatever. Basically, the public records. If any company is collecting, that company is coming under this particular law. And this law is also telling you how you can collect via documents, then in the document which forum it should be, right? Most of the time we have seen companies giving us some form to write. That form is actually designed by something. Maybe it would be some internal policy, maybe it would be a government regulation. Then website, in the website also some digital form, you can say. How we can collect the information, and in the information what we can collect, and what we can save. For example, you might have seen that some what do you say, some cards information, if we are saving it somewhere on the web, they cannot save the CVV number. Nowadays, I think we call it CVC number somewhere in some countries, CVV or CVC, right? These numbers they cannot save. Maybe the entire name of the card, type of the card number they can save, but they cannot save the CVV. So this is how you can collect and what you can collect. So in the what, this is you cannot collect, and that they will not be able to. If they are collecting, they are making a mistake. If they are making a mistake and they got caught, then they have to pay penalty for it, rightly. And after that, under the GDPR, um, whoever is collecting their the data, and how they can store or maybe save, you can say, how they can save it, how many copies they can make, where they can make. For example, I can say I can store, but I have to store within country. I cannot send it or maybe save it somewhere else. For example, if there is any company saving that collecting the data for European Union public, and they cannot save the data in India or maybe in other country, again, which if they are doing, that is against their law. Why? Because maybe the EU citizens who like whose data has been collected, that can be misused during the Cold War or something. So because of that, they have created similar rules saying CISSP is not what you need to remember. Because if we think about remember, there may be some 300 plus topics you can't remember by head. All is just a mindset of making the decisions. For example, think about the risk, and where it is risk, then you are changing your way. For example, if simply I say uh, your data, maybe data in your phone, for example, photos, you are saving in your local maybe memory card or the phone card or phone memory, then it is okay. But if I say you give it me, you give your data to me, I will save it for free. You will not trust. You will not trust, even though if I'm giving you the free service, right? I'm giving you the free service. I can say, hey, your phone memory is full and you can save it here. You say, no, sorry, boss. I I don't trust. Maybe you will misuse it, right? Similarly, if my country or any country is giving the data to other country, then how we can trust? We say sorry. So according to that, they made the policy, they made the rules, regulations. But because maybe if tomorrow there would be something, maybe today we are friends. I will not do anything. But maybe tomorrow we don't have mutual understanding, and I have some you can say uh, sometime we have no, like I will share it somewhere. You never know, right? The thing's not going to be same between two countries. So similarly, they have created the policies in their regulation. How we are storing? This way. Where we are storing? Here, right? And then when you are store or saving this information, that should be secure. So to do that, you have to give encryption. Maybe if I say encryption, that can be something weaker one, right? That can be something like not a very strong, uh, that can be not a very strong encryption. If just for fulfillment, I am providing the encryption as well, but that encryption is not secure, then anyone can decrypt it, decode it. So what is the matter of this encryption? And because of that, they are providing you the way, whatever is possible protocol for encryption, what is the key length you are going to use for the encryption, right? So everything would be mentioned in your policy. And after that, in case still there is any data breach, because as I told, there is nothing 100% secure. Still, there are chances that data can be compromised or the breach. And in case it happen, then company have to inform it to the respective bodies within 72 hours. Not only the the respective bodies, also whose data is that? The citizens, they have to inform them as well. Maybe they can release that in the press meet, they can update on their website, they can update on their social media accounts, right? They can send emails to update whatever possible channel they are using, or maybe all of them. They have to inform it that your data has been breached, this much of GB, this much of whatever the naughty notice they are releasing. This is very common, right? Many companies are releasing this information, even though it's not a positive for their country company, but still they are releasing these information. Reason is regulation, because if they don't do it, then maybe they are doing another mistake, rightly. So this was related to EU GDPR. So EU GDPR data privacy rules we just spoke about. And after that, one second. Hmm. Okay. After that, you have security governance. So before I talk about security governance, just talk about the governance. Maybe see, firstly, there is something called enterprise governance. Then under that sub, you can say subset of enterprise governance, there are many more. You can say IT governance, you can say security governance, right? So first we need to understand just the governance. Then after that it could be anything, not a big deal. Governance, wherever you live in the country, what government is doing, they are creating a policy and we have to follow. If we are not following, then they have a detection system. For example, on the road, I'm talking about in India, but maybe in different countries it could be different rules. But here we are following what, the left side of the road we have to go, and if we are going, that's okay. But if the traffic coming from that side, again for them it's left side, right? But if we are making a mistake, we are going from this direction, easily catchable, right? So similarly, governance is making some secure, you can say, standard policy, or the uh, what do you say, whatever your day to day implementations are, and whatever your goal is, the company goal, I'm saying, not your personal one, because governance is there for the company help. Almost anything that we are using in our company, maybe different technologies, it would be different tools, it would be different department, it would be, but they all are going in one direction, that is company achieve whatever their goals objectives are. And governance is doing the same thing. Your different rules, departments, pool policies, tools, they are going to align it, control it. So governance is simply mean control, right? Control what, whatever you can say, for example, your business processes, your in the business processes, like for example, if there would be any customer or any employee who want to raise a request, that request could be either for the service, that request could be either, if that is for example employee, maybe any new asset they need, new software they need, or any change request has been created, right? And after that, how it will be processed. First of all, that portal, that process, when I say business process, everything would be part of the business only. How some request has been created, how it is uh, processed, and then how it is signed, maybe after completion, or maybe after every mile, depend on the process how it is. And after that, the enterprise is giving you data. Yeah, I mean, in the data, what you can say, because you want to ensure that your every single uh, piece of information should be securely operated, right? It should be securely handled. So according to the business rules, whatever the standard policies, maybe some regulations would be involved, depend on the industry regulations. So how it should be handled, and who can make sure? Governance. If someone is going out or beyond that, whatever the rules you have created, if someone is going beyond that, then there should be some detection system. Who can give you that? Governance, right? And then how we will be able to know what are the risk we have specifically uh, related to regulations. When I say regulations, it can be differ for the country to country or the company, the industry to industry. For example, there is a health related industry. For them, it's a HIPAA, which is mandatory one. If that is a industry which is collecting the payment information, then PCI DSS is a mandatory one, right? So depend on the risk and depend on the regulations, there could be uh, different requirement, and we need to ensure that risk has been identified according to my industry, and it has been properly mitigated. Maybe mitigated, I uh, spoke about. Mitigated is nothing, just a process how you are reducing the risk, how you are reducing the risk. That process we call mitigation or mitigated. Now once when it has been reduced, we say mitigated, right? And even though after that, there should be some monitoring system, because we have reduced the risk, but still I need to keep an eye on it. If someone is going beyond than that, or maybe some breach is there, then I should be easily catch, right? So other a lot of things would be part of your governance. For example, business continuity plan, your financial control processes, right? Or maybe uh, how you gonna uh, deal with your third parties, right? So a lot of things would be involved if I say just the governance. And after that, if I say specifically security governance, then just you can say uh, from the perspective of security, whatever the alignment. When I say alignment, basically uh, between your business and between your IT, whatever the security policies that you are making on any of the device, maybe for any end user, for any network device, for any server, for any firewall, that should not be any interruption for your business process. Or that should not be interruption in the sense, not just stop, it should not be even slow. Whatever uh, rules, policies, configuration, device model, whatever you are choosing for your business help, that should not be any stopper or blocker for it. So in the security governance, which I say it's subset of your enterprise governance, and this is going to specifically talk about how you are going to achieve or manage, how you're going to achieve your objective, how you are going to manage your risk appropriately, which is related to IT system, which is related to the risk related to security. Now, specifically, the CISSP security, specifically risk related to information. Now, what could be the risk related to information, or where it could be the risk related to information? Wherever it goes, right? Where your information goes, almost every single corner. We call something data flow, data path. Somewhere you will see data flow, somewhere you will see you have your database. There is some, you can say, sources how you are collecting the data in your database, right? Maybe you are downloading it from internet, maybe you are uh, fetching from the different database, maybe some users are manually creating it, maybe some applications are there who are creating this data. So there are many sources that adding data in your database. All these should be secure sources. We need uh, what you say, the solutions here, because here this is what the data uh, is started, and after that it will become as a information, right? So data or information, there is nothing much difference, but there is a specific difference. Data is like raw material, and information is like cooked food. Now it's helping the company to make some decisions, right? And then wherever it will go to the network as well. Every device that will be involved, it will go to applications as well. Every application will be involved, every server will be involved, every end user it will be reached to. So almost everywhere where your data is going, you need security over it. Then audit system. Audit system is also very important, because maybe I have a data and this user is accessing it. With the audit only, I can see maybe after 1 year or 10 year as well, by this date this user achieved or opened this data. That can be done with your audit and control system, right? So, and similarly for any application, this user is using this application. With audit I can see who used this application in last 10 days, how many times. All that can be done with audit. So when you have the monitoring tools, you can understand the day-to-day requirement for any single role, who user, what access they need, and if with that access they are doing something actually productive for the company. If no, then maybe no need to give them the access. We call something least privilege. That will come somewhere in the uh, slide, maybe coming slides. Least privilege. So I would say at least this much of access or the privilege users should have for their day-to-day productivity. That productivity which is actually part of their job role, and that activity which is actually helping the company growth. If there is something more than that, simply disable it. No need. Because if I do it, if I give it, maybe it's a risk. It's clearly a risk, right? For example, if I talk about from the network perspective, maybe I have a T1 engineer who need to monitor the network. For monitoring, I can give them a level 5 access. Level 5 is like they can just monitor. Level 10 is, I think level 10 is also monitor, but some the configurations. Level 15 is there, which is like a admin level access. They can change the configuration as well. So if with 5 level 5 I am able to um, get whatever I need from this particular role, I no need to give them 10, 15 or anything. Maybe they are not doing anything. It's not uh, basically if I'm giving them this 10 or 15, it's not going to impact their role, their job role. But in case they have the access and tomorrow they just try to maybe restart or maybe doing any configuration on my device, then it could be a problem. If I no need, then I don't give them. So we call it least privilege, right? So we need the security governance, or I would say we need the information security governance, because it going to help me for prepare my company or me to like for the risk whatever would be there related to information or the IT, and um, I can evaluate these critical functions, right? I can reduce the risk related to threat, related to vulnerabilities, related to other data protection, threat protection, and also I can align my IT strategy with the business strategy, right? So whatever we are talking about, uh, is that making sense? How we are going? Is that good, right? Or anything you want me to change? If you are understanding how I'm trying to make you understand about CIA, NA, right? Then after that, EU GDPR, and after that, uh, governance, right? If it makes sense, then type yes in the chat. And if you have no or maybe any question, then you can type that question as well. So it will give me an idea like, okay, we are going in the good direction. Okay, thank you, Rakesh. Okay, so so Rakesh, um, do you have what do you say? No, that's okay. No, just I would like to know um, the background, because here almost every one of you definitely they have the working experience, but in the working side, what you have done, maybe audit, maybe standards selection, maybe security, right? Maybe network management. So what is your background, so that I can give you the similar examples, then it should be something related, right? So it should not be hard for you.
Currently, I'm doing networking and security, which means network configuration and firewall management. Yeah,
Okay, so network and security, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay, fine. I'll keep that in mind and I'll try to share the examples accordingly so that it should be understandable for you. Hmm?
Okay, thank you.
All rightly. I will go slow, right? If maybe Abe has also some. Uh, okay, no worries. Before we go in the maybe coming slides, we can simply talk about the same thing, whatever we have just spoke about, because uh, there should be clarity. Yes, you can unmute whoever have the question.
Hello,
Yes.
Harshdeep, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Abe.
Yeah, definitely today's class is getting bounced. It may be because of or due to first class, but somehow it is getting no that bounced.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
So okay, no worries. According to the first day, I was trying to keep the syllabus simple one, but before I go ahead, I would just summarize that whatever we have done so far, so that it should be understandable, because this is the basic of CISSP only. After that, it would be little more topics, right? So, just give me a time. Yes, Rakesh.
and also one more thing.
Okay.
Hello.
One second, Rakesh. Yeah, Abhay, continue, please.
Also one more thing. Can you suggest me or suggest us for that? good study material for CISSP?
Yes, sure. So basically,
Yeah.
Uh, one is the PPT or the PDF which I have, right? I am using the one, this one.
Okay.
I have around 800
Okay.
slides in that, which is, you can
Okay.
say, part of every topic we need to cover for the CISSP exam. So this is
Okay.
one thing that would be
So
beneficial.
that will be getting, oh?
Yeah, you will get that. second thing
Okay.
is
Okay.
second thing is ebook. I have one ebook which I'll share with you, where you can search any topic related to the CISSP syllabus, and you can read about that, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
maybe part of the same ebook, or maybe there is a second document which is about the Q&A, the question and answer. So there would be some kind of, you can say, like mock test for the self study. So this one is
Okay.
actually very very important, because the CISSP exam would be MCQ, multiple choice questions would be there, and
Yes.
in this document I'm giving you the
With
scenarios.
with very appropriate answer.
Yes.
Correct. Because what I have heard from my friends, if you'll be having four options, all options will means it will show like same.
Yeah. So
Yes.
CISSP is basically, if they are giving you four answer, maybe out of three are right answer,
Okay.
or maybe sometimes four the answers are right answer. But now what you have to answer, you have to find, as I told you, you no need to look for something like remember, you need to look for understanding. So not the right one, the best one.
Okay.
If you have three option for your company, like you have one problem, one issue,
Okay.
and you have three option with that, you can fix that. Maybe I want to block one site, someone saying, like, for example, from the networking background, for example, I want to block one site for the company. Now I have maybe one option is ACL. Whoever is from the networking background, they may understand this. Who is not from the networking background, they can just simply understand. We have one option is ACL, which is nothing, just the configuration on your router with, you can block one website. So my problem can be solved here as well. Another is on the user registry files or some files, the configuration I can do, this user will not be able to access that website. Third is I can use the firewall, I can uh, make this, you can say, blocking, right? And fourth is I can say uh, the IPS, or just the next generation firewall implementation. Now, let me tell you, if my consideration is just to block the website, I can do it here as well as, I no need to pay any single penny. I I may do need to here. Um, Again, I no need to buy anything. But for every single configuration, you have a risk. If I say end user configuration, maybe another user can reach. Still the risk is same for the company. Maybe I'm blocking on the router, they are using some VPN or the bypass system, they can still reach to the uh, website. If I use firewall, the normal firewall, still there is a risk they can bypass my firewall. So best option is the next generation firewall if I need to buy something, right? So best option is next generation firewall, because in case the risk reduction we are talking about, other scenarios you have still risk, you try to block the website, but still there is a possibility someone can reach, and here it is reducing that possibility. You got my point? All the four answers are okay or are possible, like you can block the website, but what is the best? That is next generation firewall. So similarly, in your MCQs. You may have multiple right questions. You have to select the best one. Make sense?
Can you listen me?
I can, Mohan, but it's coming like very far, coming from far.
Okay. Just a second. Because my
No, your voice is breaking as well.
it is a little bit flap.
Mm. Mm. No, meanwhile, you check your mic. It's coming from
No,
far
but
as well as um
okay.
breaking.
You cannot figure out what I'm saying, right?
No, now it's I think now it's fine. The audio is. Tell me what you're saying.
Okay. Okay, my question is little general question because I have strong routing and switching background. I don't have any security background.
Hmm.
So is it possible to pursue career in CISSP? Because I'm not.
Definitely.
Is it possible? Because it's mostly it's all theoretical, I think so. And as far as my study about CISSP is concerned, I studied cryptography thoroughly. I think that is that sufficient? Rest of the
See,
domains are, I think, most of the theoretical, right? I don't have any background, firewall, so IPS, IDF, whatever. But
see,
I can understand. I'm confident.
yeah, security. You have couple of terms, and if in the networking background,
Okay.
you already know the data flow, the data path, right?
Block diagram, you can say, in short. Yeah.
Which diagram?
Block diagram of any process like
Y-
firewall, how the
Yeah,
firewall works, and what's a private network, then SSL, TS, TLS, etc. If you know the background, the block diagram, it's very easy to localize any kind of
exactly.
understanding.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
already know the data path and you know where your data will go. And then
Okay.
then we are talking about security, where we need security wherever this data goes. See, understand just one process. For example, we are talking about router. Router is a device
Okay.
which will collect the data, will send the data. We need security here
Yeah, it will.
when it is collecting the data, so that it, whenever
Okay.
it is collecting the data, it should be secure. So whatever the security terms would be there, then it would be easy for you. If
Okay.
I say, when I say where it's exit the data, when it's giving out, there I need security. Now this
Okay.
is
One
just
more
a part
very.
of it. One second. Now this is just a part of the router because we can see the interfaces are in and out. But another side, you see any application. Maybe the interface you cannot see, but still understand this application will receive the data, it will pass it to somewhere. And here are the input points or the interface points. There we need security. That would be similar for every process, every application, every computer, right?
Yeah, right.
And we may think about like, okay, how we can understand, remember all these different states of any application. Then we have couple of models, because see, it does not matter. Maybe I have 10 years of experience or maybe 15 years of experience, but if I do it just with my experience, it's not possible. There would be so many human errors. So for that,
Okay.
we are using models. What you need to understand from the CISSP perspective is which model is for what. That is the major concern. Models and act. What act would be applicable
Okay.
for my industry? Simply,
Okay. One more.
your voice again breaking. Can you hear me? Who was that? I think that is disconnected. Yeah, Rakesh, you were saying something.
Oh, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I need to remove that hand, isn't
Hi,
it?
Arshdeep.
Who is that?
Mohan. Actually, the internet flapped.
Yeah. Still, your audio is coming from far.
Okay, now you are getting my voice. Hello,
Hmm?
you are getting my
No, I'm not able to understand what you're saying.
hello. Okay, now.
Little better.
Okay, my one very small question, general question.
Sorry, I could not. See, can you type, please, Mohan? Can you
Hello.
type in the chat?
Actually, my phone is under pressure. There is a memory due to memory it gets stuck. It's not operating properly. Sorry.
See, I'm not able to understand. Can you please type in the chat? I'm going to mute your mic. And everyone, CISSP, it's not a technical stuff like any IT or the configuration you need to understand. No. So big no. You no need to understand any configuration, right? Or very deeper side in the technical. So this is all about decisions, decisions that you are making for the company. For that, you should know the IT terms, security terms, models. There are model names, you can say, and the act, the regulations. These all couple of things that you need to understand and remember, because whenever you are selecting any model, you should know, is that actually beneficial for your company, because it would be part of the decision. Then any act, your company is coming under this act or not, so you should have the act understandings, right? The regulations, are we coming under this regulations or not? So just a decision making mindset that you need. For industry to industry, models are different. For industry to industry, acts are different. For industry to industry, regulations are different. So security and IT terms are same, right? So that's why CISSP is not giving you the what you say. Is it possible at any cost? Definitely, Mohan, right? Okay, so we will continue it. I would like to know about you as well. You can introduce your one by one, your background, your experience, and the expectation, right? So that I can create the roadmap accordingly, so that it should not be go bounce off your over your head, right? So Abhay, can you please introduce yourself one by one? We can do that.
Hello everybody. Good evening. My name is Abhay Kumar Singh. I'm based at Mumbai, and I have completed 3 years Polytechnic and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics. Then I started my career with network side, and later I shifted to in security. Currently, I'm working with Servix Technology Private Limited. I'm responsible for mm, network and security both sides of in-house data center. And I have recently joined that Servix on last month. That is about me.
So Abhay, in the um, you said like network and security stuff. So from the security perspective, if I ask you, uh, do you make the policies, or are you participating somewhere in where you are making the policies for your company, or uh, the rules configuration that you are policies you already getting from your higher management, and then you are implementing, or maybe
Yes,
configuration on your firewall?
yes, yes,
The second one, right?
yeah.
Okay, so CISSP is giving you just one step above, which is where you making the policies, right? So what configuration should be there on your firewall, what website we should block, what application we should block, these policies who is going to create? The higher level management,
Okay, yes,
right? So they are giving you that kind of mindset, not just operating side. When you are saying implementing, that is operation side. When you creating the
correct.
policies, then you say management side. So CISSP is
Yes,
giving you the management side perspective.
okay,
Yep.
yeah,
All rightly. Yeah. Moving to next one. Thank you, Abhay. And do you have any specific
welcome.
expectation from the course, or just maybe uh, passing the exam, uh, gaining the knowledge, or something like that?
Yeah, of course, gaining the knowledge and passing the exam.
Hmm, hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And experience you have, how many years?
Actually, see, I completed my Bachelor of Engineering in 2004, and
Hmm,
I started my career, and I resigned my job in 2015
hmm,
December, and I went for business. I started my own business, and due to COVID pandemic, I had great loss. Then again I came back to industry, and I
hmm.
again joined that last month Surface Technology.
Okay.
And till December 2015, I was in HP Hewlett Packard,
Okay.
and last month I joined Cebex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All rightly. So whichever the company you are in right now, just sit little closely, or maybe make your friends in the team who is basically, you can say, the uh, managing the security for your company, right? So
Okay.
check with them what kind of daily issues you are facing, maybe USB detection, right? Some wrong password someone attempt. So these are
Yes.
some
Yes.
basic scenarios, right? And how they are fixing it, what policy you have implemented so that it should not be in the future. Maybe someone trying to uh, decode my Wi-Fi password, then
Yes.
in future it should not be how we can try that, what we are doing for that. So understand these kind of scenarios, and then it will be pretty easy for you to uh, crack your exam, right? So all about scenario.
Yes. Already I'm having that sim device also, that is Sekion.
Mhm.
So we used to I used to go through, and I used to do the analysis on Sekion, and we used to get them like unlock lock of account, and login attempt failures. There are many things, and we used to go through that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So
um
one more
Thank
thing,
you.
that what is the timeline for our course?
Approx, I would say 30 to 40 hours, right?
Okay,
Yeah, that is what we need. But depend on the questions that are coming from you, right?
okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to next one. Mahesh, Manesh. I think Mahesh or Manesh.
Yeah, this is Manesh. Yes. Yeah.
Manoj? Okay, hi.
Hi. Yeah. So I'm in a knock shop and I have the 10 plus year experience and looking forward for the CISSP. So want to want to pass out and gain the more knowledge on that.
So already you are playing with the stock, so it would be pretty easy for you to understand the security terms.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So once you understand the security term, then it's not tough job for cracking the CISSP, because it's all about just understanding the security terms, and then where you can implement what. That's
Oh,
little bit
yeah.
understand. See, again, the same thing. If I say you should have the knowledge of where you should implement what, that's all. How to implement, that is not part of your job.
Yes. 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 Yeah. So basically, for after suppose like after passing out the CISSP, right? So the in the market that job that what are the function like what the job role for this CISSP like candidate?
Hmm.
What type of like it's providing the guidance to the company or how the security flow and process like that?
Okay, so basically, yes. So selecting the right solution for your company, and that solution should be a secure solution. That is one. You can say job. See, designation could be differ for the company to company, but
Yeah.
the requirement or the expectation from a CISSP professional, the
Mhm.
company is looking, that is, if we are buying something, what we should buy, how we can test it.
Okay.
See now,
Got it.
for example, now I want to buy a PC for my company.
Okay.
Any model is fine, or there is some specific testing. So if there is not a CISSP certified person, it would say like, okay, I would look for this configuration and I'm going to buy it. But
Oh,
if there is a CISSP professional, he would say, let me check what are the capability of these model and what are the possibility of hacking. And definitely we can't do it manually. I mean, manually in the sense, if we're going to test uh, a machine, it required a lot of money as well as time. So if there would be say, we need to test that, there are already tested machines. We need to figure out what are the resources.
okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
So finding a machine which is suits for your business and securing all your uh, corners, and how we can test that. And also I need that report, what test has been done. So how you can get that, that CISSP will tell you. Basically, you have some websites where you can list out the already tested devices.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Thanks.
Hmm. Okay. um, Mohan.
Yeah, Harshdeep.
Hi.
Uh, can you? Am I audible to you?
Better, yes.
Yeah, because my internet is a little bit flapping. That's why there was some
Uh,
interruption in
that's okay.
between. Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear
Yeah.
you clearly.
Yeah. My name is Mo. Can I introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Yeah. My name is Mohan Kadimani. I'm basically from Maharashtra, border area, Karnataka and Maharashtra. I done my engineering, B electronics,
Mhm.
and I started working as a hardware and network engineer. But there were some problems I faced initially. There was a rough patch in my initial part of my career. But after that, I started gaining the momentum, but it's very late. My first major breakthrough was a job with the Wipro. I started working as a network engineer, part of the Global Network Operations Center team, member of the team. Before that, I done a CCIE, routing and switching. So I have just recently, 2015, I got a breakthrough with Wipro. For 2 years, I've worked with Wipro. Then my contract was over and discontinued, and then I got an opportunity with DD Dimension Data. Now it's a entity, Nippon Telephone and Telecom. But due to some medical problems, I had to resign. For last 1.5 years, I've been at home right now. So then I started reading the articles material for CISSP, and I could be able to crack cryptography. I don't have any security background, so that's why I had asked question whether you can make a career in security or with the CISSP.
See, Mohan, definitely there is possibility, but maybe if you are very new in this security domain, then it may take little extra time for you. But yeah, definitely it is possible, right?
My immediate priority is to prepare, is to complete the training and then start working. And then my first target is to crack the CISSP. That's why I asked you, is it possible to crack the CISSP if I do the practice a little bit more practice? So is it possible that I can anybody can crack the CISSP, because the certification does a lot of value in the industry.
Exactly. See,
And after that, my
yeah,
next
yeah. You were saying something.
And my next target is to crack the CCSP also, because I know cloud technology also. Being at home, I started gaining knowledge in cloud components and cloud also. So I'm ready to hit the next target is CCSP. I think very few people in CCSP, and says why the count is very less in the CISSP? What is the reason? Only 3,300 people in India. Is it correct, or it's a fake? Or there are more number of people out there, or some people have the experience but they don't have so far they haven't cracked the CISSP. Is it like that? Or what
See,
is the demand in the future?
let me tell you, if we compare the CCSP or the CISSP, I would say CISSP has more value and it is more easy than the cloud one as well. Because if you're going in the CSP, that there you need little more technical stuff, and here you need less technical stuff, right?
No,
So
that depends future eventuality, right? Suppose if it is required,
yeah,
then CCSP, because the number is very less, so definitely there will be a demand, right? Because ultimately there is a growing demand for everything is moving on to the cloud and blockchain. So ultimately the
you
security in the
go,
cloud is
you go with any security cert, there is a demand. If in not in India only, almost anywhere, we
okay.
don't have enough people who can manage my overall companies or the security. So there is always demand. You go with any security cert, or you should have just a tag. Then definitely, um, there
Okay,
are
okay.
so
Yeah,
many.
yeah. Because I have read that there is a 4 million jobs unfilled security professionals worldwide.
Yeah, even
So is
though
it fake or
I'm not sure where you read it.
Google only? Not 4 million. It's a 3.5 million something. Maybe 3 million also. That then also it's very huge number, right? 3 million is also very huge unfilled vacancies.
Yeah,
And at the moment in US, 95,000 CSSPs are there as per ISSquare.org website. Okay, because they are the apex body, right, issuing CSSP since 1994. They are saying only 95,000 people are there, and they want 1 million today. So that kind of requirement is there. I think future
yeah,
growth is concerned.
exactly. And also maybe these numbers, whatever you have learned, most of them are in US and UK, right?
No, ISC square.org. They have given everything. Right now, today, the count is 1,50,000. So then also it's very less number, right? And India, they have given country-wise also. India has produced 3,300 CISSPs so far in last 20 years, 28 years.
So you for numbers?
3,300 because since 1994, ISC Square issuing the certificate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in 28 years, only 3,300 is, I think, is correct or wrong? I don't know.
If you're reading that website, the ISSQR website, then it should be the correct one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm reading CISSP. I just gone through CISSP.org.
Yeah. Then it should be the correct one.
Okay. So it's very easy to crack CISSP, right? It's not that big deal. Great deal.
Tough. Basically, see, if you are working maybe in the networking side or maybe in the security side, this is very common scenarios you are looking at every day in your company, right? The USBs.
Oh, that is theoretical, more theoretical. So it's very easy to crack.
Yeah, it's more theoretical, and just as I told you, all you need to understand basically the control types, right? Where you need which control, and that should be enough to understand the overall structure of your company. And if you are working in any corporate, it's very easy to understand the process, because especially I would say the MNCs. If you are working in the MNCs, then it would be very easy to understand the process, because we are already following it, we already part of it. You got my point?
Okay.
One second. Let me share my screen again. So for example, you are a networking part of a networking team. Now this team is part of IT system, right? This IT is part of enterprise system. CISSP is giving you overview to look at this. You are already part of this process. CISSP is giving you the overview of your entire organization and the structure, every single process in IT, what teams are there, what roles are there, what responsibility of every role we have. This is very common things we already know. All we need just the right term for them. You got my point?
Okay.
So CISSP is not
Yes.
is not tough. Yeah.
Hello.
Though what I told you, what you need to remember or maybe understand, that is little bit. Now, from the exam perspective, I would say it is easy. You can crack. But when you go for the interview, then I would say it is little tough. Why? Because in the exam, you are understanding so many things, and you have the terms understanding and all the things. But in the interview, they are giving you a responsibility. When they are giving you the responsibility as a security professional, then they are expecting something from you. That is all your decision making power. That is your mindset. Because if I am hiring someone for my company and I say like, hey, you are here now, you need to manage the information security, and how you will take that decision in case I have this kind of situation, that could be anything, right? Giving you the scenario, then it's not the right answer. Maybe the other person is looking for something best. Maybe according to my side it's 6, according to your side it's 9, right? So maybe I am looking at something, the scenario or the best solution I have available, which you are not aware about. Maybe it's new in the market, right? Or maybe your approach is different. For example, you are in the networking side, so I'm giving you the similar example. For example, protocols in the um, routing protocols, we have something called link state and distance vector, right?
Yes.
So in the routing protocol, whoever have created these they all was right in their decisions. For example, if I want to go from one source to destination, and I have a hilly area, mountain area, and here it's just 500 kilometers, and if I go with the highway, then it's maybe 1000 kilometer, right? So if someone looking at the distance, then they will select this route is the better route for them, distance vector. If they are looking at the speed, then they will go with this one. They can go with the high speed. And
Okay.
both have the same, that is how they can reach fast to the destination, right? So maybe two solutions you have, both are right but in different viewpoints. So in that case, when you are trying to make your point of view, someone you're trying to understand your point of view uh, to someone, then it would be a discussion. That that challenges will come in the interview side, but exam is not tough.
Okay, that is very important, because getting a certification gives you recognition that you have gone through all the components of CISSP. that is that is like that kind of impression it carries once you crack the interview. Then rest of you have to do the practice, right? Day in day out you are doing the security stuff. Then definitely you're going to master it. You're going to practice it and master it. So that's what I will do.
See, policy is a document, maybe set of documents. For every company, policy document is there, right? And
Okay.
you can download the sample. Maybe any company will not give you the actual policy, but yeah, you can try and find the download policy of any document, which would be little boring because it would be lot of lines theory which you need to read. But once you read this policy, it will give you a clear understanding. See, clear understanding in the sense, you making a company and how you want to see in next 3 years. Usually companies having the vision is next 3 to 5 years, but most of the companies having 3 years vision. And after 3 years, the 5 years is like you can say this, they start working for the next 3 years. So these two years they are spending in that case, right? So 3 to 5 years usually company have a vision. After 3 year, my company will reach there from the security perspective, from the business perspective, from the employee perspective, from the location of the offices, from the outlet perspective, right? They have a vision.
Okay.
According to that vision, how or what they are expecting from their employees or the work culture, they are writing in the policies, right? They are writing in the policies, and according to that policy only you are going to select the standard, you are going to select any other framework. So better is, if you have time, read the policy. It would be little boring and lengthy, but once you understand or read the policy, not even understand, just read the policy, what company is expecting from their each employee or each team or each role, and then if there would be any CISSP holder, what company is expecting from them. So this policy will give you a clear idea.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So Harshdeep, can we get the exam practice set? So as I told Abhay, I will give you the mock test, yeah, the exam questions. So which will give you an idea. See,
No, no. See, my question is that uh, uh, do you have any of books where we can create a practice set for that CISSP exam, where we can try and we can we can evaluate ourselves.
yeah, that is what I'm giving you. I'll give you the Q&A.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you.
Hmm. Yeah, and Rakesh. Okay, 1 second before Rakesh. Mohan, do you have any other question?
Uh, no, just one very little, very small question is wireless and BYOD is going to be covered under CISSP?
Yes.
Yeah, because in the future, most of the wireless implementation will be taking place. I think so, according to my understanding.
It is covered.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
All right. Thank you. And Rakesh.
Yeah, currently I'm working as network and security, and go like more than 10 years in IT industry. Was working starting from hardware engineer, technical support, remote site setup. Yeah, this is my roadmap. So almost 4 years I'm working as network and security. Not into the deep one, but yeah. So that's me.
Okay. All right. So overall, what I heard from all of you, most of you are from the networking background, or networking and security. Some of you are working already in. Then some of the security terms, which if you like, maybe one of you was working in the SOC, for them it would be pretty easy to understand the security terms. For the networking, I'll try to make it easy. Um or maybe I'll try to give some networking related examples. That would be, I think, pretty easy for you to understand. And see, as I told you, uh, the CISSP is giving you a overview. If you are the person for one entire company, how you can say now my company is secure, and you have a decision making power, like if you want to disable any account, you want to disable any process, you want to implement some new technology, or you want to integrate some services, you have a decision making power. And then what would be the decision by you? That is what we as an industry are expecting from a CISSP holder. Passing the exam is not a big deal, to be honest. It's pretty easy. Working on the ground is a big deal. So start thinking from the person perspective that, for example, you have to change something in the company, and how you can change that. Simply, if there is something like new company you are going to implement, the very new company, definitely first of all the industry, which industry. Then you can check the history of that industry, what kind of attacks has been done. Then you can make some policies. Policy, again, which I told you, just a statement. All the time you will not be the one who is making the policy, but in case you are participant in that, so statement like how I want to protect my company. If there is any user who is going to use the machine, and what protection I need, maybe password protection, maybe access protection, maybe physical, maybe logical, technical, what protection I need, that would be written here. Just written, again, you no need to implement, just written, this is what I want, right? And then regulations. Regulation in the sense, maybe my company coming under some law or the regulation. If I'm not fulfilling that corner, then there could be a penalty for my company. So you can you can figure out for the same industry applicable law. And whenever you are selecting the standards, no, you no need to search individually for any single law or the industry. When you are selecting any standard, for example, ISO 27001 itself will give you all the corners. This itself will give you all the corners from the security perspective, including the law and regulations. So yeah, CISSP is more theory, and once you will be in the working side, you you cannot sit idle. Still, you have to read what the policy document, the standard document, right, and some news, because you need to understand what is going on in the market. Some magazines, some other security channels. So you need to read that. That should be a habit for you, where you can keep yourself updated. Yeah, this is I think from my side. Now, any other question, anyone? All righty. I think all good. Just one last thing. What we started today, the CIA NA. You got what it mean. If yes, type yes. If no, then say no. Just the CINA. What this confidentiality means, what this integrity means, what this availability means, what this non-repudiation means, what this authenticity means. Right? Just a simple examples. Maybe you understand like, okay, confidentiality means only, not not all, no worries. What you don't know, Mohan, just type that. What you don't know, so that I can explain that again. Yeah. Okay. See, let me summarize it. I have two computers. Maybe one computer is a user, another computer is a server, right? In the server, I have some, you can say, database or the data. User is trying to access this data. File A, for example, the file or the data which I'm talking about is file A, just the record name. This user A is actually authorized person, authorized person, right? So authorized person who have access, who can read that file. So if he would try to access this file, server will give him the file. If there is any user B who don't have this file access, or you can say who is not authorized to access this file, and he is trying to access this file, server will not give him. Then what he will say, he will say, I am not user A, user B, I am a user A. He is telling a lie. Hacking is what? Hacking is nothing, making your system fool. So he would say, I am user A. Server will say, okay, you get your file. But what's wrong here? He was not authorized. Still, he is getting with hacking, with making the system fool. My confidentiality is not good. My unauthorized user is able to see that data. It means confidentiality is not good. I need to implement some solution can which can ensure, if someone is trying to make my system fool, bypassing some whatever the possibility they are trying to do, this files should not be accessible in any cost. Then I say my confidentiality is good. Make sense? Yes or no? The confidentiality, if I'm talking about, does that make sense? No audio? Okay. Then this user and the same file, for example, user A accessing the file A, he have accessed it. He can read. User A is authorized to access the file, but he is authorized just to read the file. Now he is trying to update or maybe edit the file. Then any possibility should not be there who can edit, even though authorized. Authorized, when I say he is authorized just for read, but not for update. If he try to make, then it should not be possible. Whatever the controls I am implementing on the user side, on the file side, on the uh, server side, that I will implement. But this user or any other user should not be able to update this file. I would say integrity. Integrity is what? How the file is, that should be similarly. No possibility of changing something, right? And if there is, for example, any user admin who have the access to open the file as well as read the file as well as write the file, and only this user should be there for edit it, for update it, that I say integrity should be improved for any single process in your company, so that unauthorized changes should not be done, right? So integrity done. You make sense? Confidentiality, integrity. Make sense? Perfect. Okay. And after that, we say availability. So now the same thing, user A trying to access the record, which we say file A. And what if file A is has been deleted? He would not be able to access. Or what if server is not available? He would not be able to access. Or what if the network is not available? He would not be able to access. All these controls, maybe the network redundancy, server redundancy, right? File backup, in case file has been corrupt or deleted by mistake or because of any attack, ransomware, for example, right? So I need to provide this file back into the position we call availability. Yeah. C, confidentiality, high integrity, and A is availability. All that possible solutions I have to implement where I can make sure my file and the service is available all the time. And how we are finding the solutions? Simply, you find your product or the service and you think negative. When I say think negative, basically think all the possible issues. Maybe my file will be deleted. Maybe my file will be corrupted. Maybe my server will not be available. Right? Think about these corners and find the solution. If that would be the scenario, then what can be done? Right? So finding that solutions. And after that, non-repudiation. Non-repudiation, we say. Simply, if this user is raising a request to access the file and I'm giving the file to him, tomorrow he's saying, I did not raise a request. Then I can find the digital signatures that this user has raised a request. This user has raised a request to access this file, and after that he accessed this file, and tomorrow he cannot lie. Even though after 10 years, if I'm checking this user, did he open this file? Yeah, I should have the record. All the possible control solutions I can implement in my company, which can give me this option to track all the possible things. I would say non-repudiation. Then authenticity. This user is, for example, raising a request. Now file has been given, and I want to verify this from the server perspective. I'm saying I want to verify the file I am giving to user A, and I want to verify who is going to open this file. Is that user A? They maybe need to give some password to open that file. And if he's giving that password, and I got this record, like, okay, he's giving that password, he opened the file, and tomorrow he cannot say I did not open. He cannot say I did not raise a request. After he receive, he cannot say I did not open that. Right? So all these records, you can say logs, you can say audit, right? So this information, what tools are providing you, you are implementing that. That is all about your CIAN and availability. You can say yes, Rakesh. Whatever the possible solutions that you have, which can verify who raised this request, that solution would be part of non-repudiation. Rightly? This is the CIANA. Now, is there anyone who have still any question in just these 5 terms? Who don't have any understanding, or maybe one of them, right? Any confidentiality, availability, integrity, non-repudiation, authenticity, any single topic you don't have the understanding, please do let me know. Okay. So assuming all good till here, and then after that, I was talking about EU GDPR, which is nothing, the data protection rules, the regulations. Yes, Mohan, I cannot hear you. Right? The data protection rules or the privacy rules for European Union. They have to protect the data, and within 72 hours, they have to uh, release the notice in case of the data breach. That is what I was talking about. That makes sense? Yes or no? So you have to type yes or no so that we can go ahead. Okay, thank you. 72 hours. Yeah, for example, today by 3 p.m., my data has been breached. There was an attack on the company, and the stored data has been stolen by the hackers. So after this 3 p.m., 72 hours I can figure out everything. Who did it, how did it, and I can create a report. And that report I have to give it with the, the government body. government body or whoever the regulation bodies are. I have to share with them that, hey, I was collecting this much of data and I have this much of data, what I was collecting, and that data has been breached by this time, like how it took the place. Even though I have the security policies, security implementation, but still this has been breached. This is what I figured out, right? So in case I'm not informing it, then there would be penalty. Many times you have heard, no, Google had to pay this much of amount, Facebook have to pay this much of amount. That these are the penalties. Company have to pay a fine if they cannot maintain the data, and within 72 hours they have to, one second, even if I am not aware how I have to pay penalty. Yes, if you are not aware about, you have to pay. If they figured out you got the data breach, it means you don't have the detection system. You don't know someone is coming in your house and someone is stealing your stuff. You don't have the detection system. Still, it's not, you are implementing the policies. Yeah. So after the GDPR, we was talking about the security governance, which I was talking about. Governance is simply giving you the control, making a boundary for you. If someone is going outside of the boundary, it's going to be detected. All the different processes, they should go in one direction for helping your business. If going someone out of that, it should be detectable, right? Who can give you all these controls? Governance. Security governance is nothing, just a process. That process which you have to follow, whatever that governance is saying. Now, what governance? Nothing, just a document. What that document says, you have to follow that. Follow that in the sense you are going to implement that. And after that, for example, uh, I found some governance and I have implemented it. I have implemented it. And now I would say like I am secure. But no, I cannot say. Why? Because I just implemented it. After that, I have to test it as well. How I can test that? Attack, penetration testing, you might have heard. Attack on my company, so that is there any possible way that someone can steal, someone can hack my system, someone can bypass my security? Attack and the audit. These are giving you some reports. After the report, then you can say, yes, I have implemented. Now, not here, right? So security governance is giving you all these things, from selecting the solution, from implementing the solution, and after that testing the solution, and after that monitoring the solution, because you need to continuously make some changes, maybe sometime according to the policy, sometime according to the regulation, sometime according to the customer requirement, sometime according to the software requirement, hardware changes, hardware going to be end of life. So many these things going to be just update. The documents which we are talking about, it's not like one time we have created and we can sit idle. These are the living documents. Every Almost every day or maybe every week, it's going to be update little bit, update little bit. Time to time there would be new possible attacks, virus in the market, and your protection could be increased properly. It's not like, let's see when it will come to me, then I will update. So whenever it's available in the market, you are going to update your security policies. We should not wait for that it's not coming to me, right? So that's why I say it's living document. uh, who is the owner of the document that we CISSP of the company? Huh? I did not get your question, Rakesh. So ISO, IEC, right? NIST, these all are the companies who are creating these documents. If I am understanding your question rightly, who is making the documents for like standard policies and all, right? That is what you mean?
No, I was asking, maybe I understood wrong. The governance is that for the company, isn't it? Or is it the standard according to the ISC square? Which that's the bit I didn't understand. Is the document is related to the company or is it related to the ISC square?
No, it's not related to the ISC square. It's related to the industry. For every
Industry, okay.
there are different organizations who are making standard. For example, ISO.
Okay.
ISO in standards for different industries.
Okay. Yeah. So for example, if it's a financial industry, then they all have one particular document,
Yeah,
and
and
we need to follow that.
yeah, then there is a PCI DSS document that you have to follow.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Lee, I'm good till here. You may have some question. You can put that on the table now, or I'll see you. I think today is Saturday. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, same time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
And you are sharing the document so we can go through it.
Can I share it tomorrow because I need to add some standing on it.
Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you.
Thank
So the
you.
recording will be posted today, or
Recording should be able to post today. Maybe from tomorrow onward, you will be able to see that in your portal by morning tomorrow.
okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Thanks.
See you. Bye bye. Good night.
Night. Bye. Bye.